Hello, dear friends and enemies, and welcome back to Metia's Miscellaneous Melange. Here is the promised part 2 to my Yuri recommendations video, which I posted several months ago and then did not update again because I suddenly got busier than I expected. But that's okay. If you haven't seen part 1 yet, you should watch that now because I do not intend to repeat myself. But today we're going to talk about Yuri manga again, but specifically focusing on the newer subgenre that's rising in popularity, Office Lady Yuri, and more generally, Yuri about adult working women with jobs, which is very exciting. So, the first title that I'd like to recommend today is Donuts Under a Crescent Moon by Shio Usui, which is actually translated into English by my friend Jenny. And Donuts Under a Crescent Moon is notable because it's about a woman who feels like a failure of a woman, a failure at femininity. She tries really hard to wear the right makeup and the right clothes, but she's convinced that she's doing it all wrong, especially because she can't feel attracted to any of the men that want to date her. But she develops a special connection with Asahi, a coworker in another department, and the two of them start hanging out more together and they want to form a relationship together, but not a normal relationship. You see, it's more like a queer platonic relationship, which is really interesting because you don't really see a lot of that in any kind of media, really. So if you're looking for something that's soft and sweet and kind of a slower burn, Donuts Under Crescent Moon is a comic for you. And it's published by 7 Seas, I'm pretty sure. And if you're looking for something like the exact opposite of that, you should read Black and White, Tough Love at the Office by Sal Jang. Sal Jang is great. I love her. I love her work. And Black and White, Tough Love at the Office is her first longish running series, and it's wild. So, Kuroda and Shirakawa are two women in the same department. Kuroda just transferred from overseas, and she and Shirakawa are instantly rivals. Everybody loves them, everyone thinks they're great, but they hate each other's guts so much that they are going to have sex about it in the office, just at night when no one can see them. And it's very, if you like women in suits beating each other up, this is the comic for you. This is very much the comic for you. If you're not as into that, this is not the comic for you. But I know a lot of my friends who hear the summary and are like, that is extremely relevant to my interests. It just shows that there really are two kinds of extremes that you can go to with an office setting in a comic. And then a third comic that's also pretty different from both of those things, but probably closer to Donuts on the Donuts to Black and White scale. Still Sick by Akashi. This one's published by Tokyopop, which is unfortunate, but what can we do? And this one's actually one of my favorites, and a lot of my friends didn't like it, which made me very sad. But I really like it. And it's about these two women, Shimizu and Maikawa. Shimizu is a Yuri otaku, and she draws Yuri doujinshi of her favorite anime and sells that doujinshi at comics conventions. And one time, she's at a comics convention, and her coworker Maikawa comes up to her and is like, "Oh my god, aren't you Shimizu from this other department? I can't believe you're selling your little comics over here." And it turns out that Maikawa is actually a mangaka, but wasn't really telling anybody about that, and the only reason she's working in an office job in the first place is because she's been having really bad art block and hasn't drawn comics in ages. So Still Sick is secretly a comic about art block and creativity and how to work through that and how to rely on other people, or learn how to rely on other people after trying to do everything by yourself for a long time. Shimizu and Maikawa have a really interesting dynamic, I think. The art is, I guess, a little bit more on the simplistic side, but I think it's cute. And this was a big recommend for me personally. Another comic that is actually not set in an office, but is about working adult women. A shorter slice of life comic called The Two of Them Are Pretty Much Like This by Takashi Ikeda. I think it's also 7 Seas, and it's great. I love it. It's very, very chill, also closer to the donut side. The Two of Them Are Pretty Much Like This is a comic about a rookie aspiring voice actress who's just starting to make it big, and a more established mid-career screenwriter who have been in a relationship for a while and live together and are very affectionate with each other and love each other very much. And they also have friends and coworkers and neighbors and parents and all of these other people around them they have to interact with. And some of them know they're dating, and some of them aren't really sure about it. But, you know, the two of them are pretty much like this. And it's very cute. Takashi Ikeda has actually done a lot of Yuri series. Well, not a lot, at least two. He did this one called Whispered Words before the two of them pretty much like this. That was about high school girls. And it was also very good, and also surprisingly long for a Yuri manga at like 80 something chapters. And so the two of them pretty much like this. They're both in like a similar overlapping industries, but they're not in the same industry, so there's no that direct competition. But it means they have mutual friends and mutual coworkers, and we get to see each of them work hard towards their separate, different dreams and how they want to fit each other into their dreams and their futures. And I think that's really hopeful and nice to see. And the last title I'm going to recommend today is Even Though We're Adults by Takako Shimura, which is also by Seven Seas. They publish a lot of really good Yuri, and Even Though We're Adults is more of a heavier, higher drama kind of story. They are adults, and one of them is a school teacher, and she is married to a man, and the other one works at a bar and has an unfortunate habit of falling for taken presumed heterosexual women. So yeah, there's an affair, there's a lot of intense feelings and complicated emotions as the married woman wants to leave her husband and her husband doesn't want her to leave him, and as the not married woman wants to stop herself from falling for this woman she can't have. The art style is very simple and elegant. It's like closer to a josei style, which is more stripped down. And it's, I wouldn't say it's an easy read, but it is a smooth read. Takako Shimura has also done comics, both GL and like more nuanced LGBT comics before. She's the creator of Wandering Sun as well as Sweet Blue Flowers. And she does these absolutely gorgeous watercolor illustrations, and her cover art is also that beautiful, beautiful watercolor technique that I'm dying to emulate, and I don't know how. So yeah, those are 5 Yuri manga recs for comics about adult women. And I think it's important to acknowledge and recommend and read and share comics like this because a lot of people are still under the impression that Yuri is about high school girls holding hands, which is not true. There's a wide diversity of subject matter and topics and things that fall under the umbrella of Yuri. And there's a wide variety of stories that are told, even using these similar tropes, similar setups, similar premises, similar settings. And that breadth of stories that are told and called Yuri is really inspiring to me. Thank you so much for watching. I can't promise I'm going to make another video again soon. I can't promise I'm going to make another video again at all. But maybe I will. And wouldn't that be exciting for everybody? I have been posting a lot of videos over on TikTok under my more frequent alias of Masha Z Art. Those are obviously shorter, and because they're shorter, they're a lot easier for me to make and make frequently. So if you would like to see more videos talking about manga and comics, videos showcasing my own comics and my sketchbooks and my own work, you can find that there. Thank you so much for watching.